That music is growing on me. Actually, I say growing on me. I've loved that music for a while. I'll tell you more about that maybe someday, but love that. Welcome to Winning Begins at Home. So glad that you're with us today. It's going to be a fun conversation today because we're talking a little bit about communication. And I say a little bit. We don't have time to unpack on communication maybe the way we should, but I believe that communication is the oxygen of any relationship you have, especially your marriage. If you're married, communication is so important. But this is true at work, right? If you have a relationship with somebody at work, a coworker, somebody you're talking to, it's amazing how many times that a lack of communication, miscommunication, poor communication gets in the way of our potential. This is true no more than at home. I mean, nowhere more than it is at home. It's so important. And I've got with me today, I don't know if you're watching on YouTube or not, but I've got with me today some tubing. Speaking of YouTube, I've got some tubing here with me, and I've got it all knotted up. And I heard a guy named Jefferson Fisher say this. I don't know the guy, but I heard this. He said, you never want to win an argument because if you do, you'll lose a relationship. And I thought that is so good. And he talked about a knot, the idea of a knot and a rope. I don't have a rope, but I do have some tubing here. And I brought my tubing with me. And here's what happens. We get in a conversation with our spouse maybe, and I start pulling on this side and she starts pulling on that side. And the next thing you know, we just knotted up the relationship. It's not as good. When we get into these places where we're having a disagreement, what would happen if we brought with us the posture of, I'm going to do my best to try to untangle this. And I'm untangling my tube here. I'm trying to get the knot out of the thing, not to pull the knot tighter. How many of us we're in a situation right now with our spouse or maybe one of our kids, and we just pull harder. We try to make our point. We say it louder. I said this yesterday. So many times we think saying it louder makes us more right. So many times we think I'll say it in a more harsh way toward my son or my daughter, and they'll get it if I'll just say it louder or more intensely. And I think sometimes we fail to recognize that we're putting damage into that equation right there, where that relationship begins to erode away. And so many times it appears that relationships implode in a moment. Like I said something I shouldn't have said, and all of a sudden now we have this broken relationship going on. A lot of times it's not the implosion, it's actually an erosion, and it happens day after day after day when I just pull a little more on the knot. I try to make my point, I try to get my way, and maybe she's doing the same thing, and it's just causing that relationship to have tension in it that doesn't need to be there. What would happen if we all would take the posture of humility? We'd come to those relationships, we'd try to work things out, we try to listen first. Maybe that would be a good place for us to start. As a talker, I need to be reminded of that so often. I want to make sure that I listen. Most of us don't listen very well. We listen just so we can get past what they're saying, so we can move on to something else that we're trying to make our point again. That is not the way I want to live my life. I want to make sure that I'm listening, and not just listening, but I'm hearing what the other person is saying. I think if we'll do that, we'll begin to practice that, we can make serious progress in those relationships, the ones that matter most. And by the way, my question yesterday, how would you need to live in such a way that people know you the best, love you the most? This is one of the best ways. Become more effective at communicating, talking, sharing in that relationship. I'm guessing if you're married and you've been married for a while, we've been married almost 4 decades. I think back though to when we were first dating, and you can do the same thing. When you think back, you probably didn't have any problem spending time together, talking to each other, listening to each other, sharing your dreams, your hopes, all those kind of things, making those plans that you had. And yet somewhere along the way, we begin to create this tension in the relationship. There's a disagreement. I'll just pull on it. I'll make my point. She'll pull on it. The next thing you know, we just have this knotted up tension going on. And that's not what we want. Is, again, I said it a second ago, but let's make sure that we're doing everything we can today to listen to each other. Maybe go back to some of that, those early conversations that you had, the way you treated each other then. It caused you to fall in love. I think it can actually, it can accelerate your love now and create more intimacy, more friendship, all that stuff that you really want to have in your relationship. You don't want all this tension. You don't want some knotted up. We're pulling on there. We're having tug of war here. Let's get the knots out of the rope here. Let's make sure that we're gentle in the way we talk to each other. We listen attentively. And I think if we'll do that, we're going to be better. We'll be a better partner with our spouse. And so that's my challenge for you today. Maybe think about a relationship at home. It might not even be with your spouse. Again, it could be with one of your kids, might be with your mom or dad, a brother or sister, somebody that you feel like things are just not the way they should be. There's tension there. And I've not done my part to untangle the knot of that relationship. I'm going to do that today. I hope you'll commit to that. I hope you'll really focus on what is it that you can do. You can't control what the other person does, but you really can focus on untangling your side of that. And if you will, I think your relationship can be headed in a winning way. And so that would be my hope for you today. I would just challenge you to pick one relationship and do what you can to work on communicating better today. I think it really will enrich that relationship. All right, be back with you tomorrow. Got another idea for you tomorrow. I think could help you at home as well. Hope you'll continue to tune into the channel here. Share with your friends and family. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you've not done so. Check us out on YouTube. Also, got a new studio going. Not just the new music. Got the studio going on the last few months that we use in our Lead Everyday show as well. If you're looking to win at work, you might go check out the Lead Everyday show. Anything we can do to help you, reach out to us at leadeveryday.com. Love you guys. We'll be back with you tomorrow for more Winning Begins at Home.